careful movement across the countryside and the lousy French weather means that it takes you about an hour to reach a hill overlooking Saint Sulac. Up to now, the German presence in the area does not seem that remarkable. You've only seen a single patrol, and they move perpendicular to your line of march, disappearing quickly into the dense undergrowth as you watched and waited with bated breath. You halted for a good 15 minutes just to be safe before continuing your journey to the spot you now watch from. You're in a position southwest of the village, which sits at the bottom. The village that sits at the bottom of a gentle slope. You didn't need orders from Lieutenant Wesley to stay low and ensure your silhouettes could not be picked out against the skyline when the lightning illuminates the landscape with an almost eldritch glow. You may, from your position, I'm going to say somebody's got some field glasses as a trivial item. I'm probably guessing it'll be the lieutenant, unless you've got you want somebody else to be your eyes and ears, Wesley.
I mean, that could be one of my trivially potentially useful items in my on my person, I suppose. Like a small magnifying, or like a small monocular or something. But yeah, I can then sort of use it and look in on get a closer look at the goings on in the town.
Okay. Well, if you'd make our first roll of the evening then, which is an insight plus observation test with a difficulty level of 1.
Insight plus observation. Difficulty 1.
Do you have any focuses in observation that might apply?
No particular.
No, fair enough. That's fine. So it's just a straightforward roll.
I'll nudge Reese and say, there, cute pair of opera glasses he's got there.
How do I roll
Lovely.
forked abilities? Because I can only roll for my attribute. It doesn't let me. It's not letting me roll observation on top of it, I don't think. Maybe I've got that wrong.
You might just have to roll 2d20 then in that case. That's weird, isn't it? Thought you could.
Oh, wait, no, I've got on skill check at the top. Skill check, 2 dice. Relevant attribute, insight, relevant skill, observation, there we go. Difficulty 1. There we go, just took a while. So 1 success.
Right, so no momentum building.
No momentum, but I do succeed.
Right. Okay.
Can we assist? Can we say
not on this one, because he's literally looking through binoculars, so I'm not quite sure how you would assist that.
You could get out of the bloody way.
Give me those.
Wait. Why are you looking over there?
Yeah.
I mean,
use a binoculars to have a
binoculars
to have a proper butcher's.
An assist. If you can tell me how you're assisting, and
well, either I will just look out myself to assist his role, or if I can do it after his and say let me have a look, and I'll do my own, do a separate role.
Yeah, go on then. Make a separate roll on your own. I mean, he's succeeded, but I suppose if you want to, maybe if you say you've got there's something that you thought you saw, and you've just asked him if you can borrow his field glasses for a second.
Yes,
Give me those a second, Lieutenant. I'll use that as well.
fine.
Thank you. And then I'll use, what is it, insight plus...
Observation.
You're only rolling 1 dice, but your target number is 0 rather than 1. So
yeah.
It's a good chance to get momentum into the plot early doors.
Observation. Don't need a focus because it's already 0, right? I have a focus of sight or instincts. That's helpful.
Sight it would be on this one, wouldn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Difficulty 0. Hey, one more.
Well, hey, that's still that.
Throw that extra
So that's
momentum in the pot.
yeah. So you can throw some momentum in. Excellent.
There we go. So there's momentum in the pot for
Between
you.
between the two of us,
Yep. So, smoke can be seen at the south of the village. Investigating closer, or through the glasses really, suggests that what looks like a farmhouse and nearby barn have recently been gutted by fire. Fringe lumps in the surrounding fields suggest slaughtered livestock. From the village, you can see it's actually just quite a small settlement. Your intel suggested it is home to fewer than 100 people, and the most noticeable building that you can see is a stately chateau at the centre of the village. If not for the Nazi banner draped out of one window, it would look like quite a quaint and luxurious retreat from nearby Rouen. From one balcony of the chateau, an officer scans the area with field glasses. An MG-42 crew sits behind a sandbag barrier, peering out occasionally, while smoke from a camp stove rises behind them. The most disturbing observation you make, though, is that the German soldiers here are not the normal Wehrmacht. They wear dark grey uniforms and armbands on their left arms, which you can just make out through the field glasses, to a distinct insignia, that of a black sun. The soldiers' features are hidden behind prominent gas masks. As you take this in, you notice a handful of scared-looking villagers being escorted at gunpoint into the chateau. Can you make, whoever's got these, can you make another insight plus observation roll with a difficulty of 1?
okay. Well, technically, Reese still has my binoculars, so they can lead. They can
Give it
lead on
back
this
to
one.
him.
Yes.
Go on. Stop hogging
Just
it.
have a look.
No. Hey, let him
Fine.
work. Let him work.
Oh,
What do you-
man. Okay.
Did you
What do you
say
see?
insignia?
I'll have a look. Be quiet. Okay. I'm going to use the same observation thing.
Mhm.
So it's a D0.
Yes.
11 skill observation. I use my sight focus. 2 successes. So 2 more momentum. Throw those in.
Oh, yeah, oops. Got one
Yep.
success.
One success.
One success and 1 bonus momentum, but yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
I'm
yes.
using the wrong number.
But yes, either way you succeed and get some momentum to.
Excellent. So, right. So, what you can tell, there are no actual lamps or street lights lighting up the village. The area is actually illuminated. All the light in the area is provided by spotlights on portable stands. You see no signs of any heavy vehicles in the area. The road through town, though, shows signs of heavy use recently. And because you got a good roll, you also spot that there are 2 sniper teams lurking, one on top of the town hall and another on a nearby roof.
Okay.
Now, once you point them out, if anyone wants to make an insight plus tactics or a reason plus tactics roll, you might learn a little bit more.
Yeah, I point all that. Over there, you're blind. Look up there. Right on there. Did you see him?
Dickie will take the
Good.
binoculars off for you.
I give him back to here.
Have a look for himself. Yep. 2 dice. insight. Tactics, which I have a focus in. For covert operations, which I feel is relevant in this situation.
I think we can safely say yes.
The difficulty was...
Just more.
Oh no!
But no complications. So.
But no complications, so just a failure. So obviously I failed to...
Well, you can see the sniper teams.
I failed to make any tactical conclusions
Evaluation.
based on, which is unfortunate.
That's alright.
I'll be lying on my belly as all this is going on up ahead, and I'll elbow Tommy going there. Don't like the sound of all this. Snipers. Special
No, would you?
German forces with insignia. Doesn't sound not exactly what we signed up for.
I don't know what you signed up. Yeah, it sounds like a real gay and hearty to me.
Right.
Well, we'll just wait for our orders. I'm sure there'll be pucker.
Whatever's going
It's all
down.
right, just keep your head down.
Alright lads, whatever's going down, it's bad and it's going to happen tonight, so we're going to have to pick up the pace. Still want to stick to what we've got going, but if we're going to have anything to do with what's happening in the chateau, those sniper teams are going to have to be dealt with first and foremost, I reckon. Let's see if we can avoid getting spotted by the officer and his machine gun nest up on the balcony of the chateau over there.
Now the can you make yet another observation roll?
I believe so.
Everybody
burning
can
through
do this one.
Burning through these. Observation. No focus. Difficulty 1.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 successes.
There's another momentum in the ball.
Yeah, how much do we have now? Because if we hit 6, that's the maximum we can have, isn't it?
We are at 6 now, yes.
Alright, so if anyone wants to, they can spend some momentum to get additional dice to roll to increase the chance of success, because at this point, if you're gaining more momentum, it won't be
Spend
banked.
it straight away, yeah.
You'll have to spend it straight
Yeah.
away.
So remember, this is slightly different to Conan. I don't know what it is for June, but your first extra dice will cost you 1 momentum. Your second extra dice will cost you 2 momentum. Your third extra dice will cost you 3 momentum.
Interesting.
Well, I'll just do mine straight as I glance out, squinting into the wind. I'll do that bit. It's proven to help. I haven't got a focus that's relevant. On the other hand, I appear to have the eyes of an eagle.
Yeah, you did very well there.
One. It's better than
Well, essentially, I mean, you know, well done for spotting a herd of cows that is being driven over the hill by what appears to be a sort of rather disgruntled Frenchman. He seems to be cursing and muttering, certainly in French. And obviously, well, he hasn't spotted you just yet. He's sort of trying to chivvy the cows along.
I've got a crazy
Saying
idea.
there, Professor.
Got a crazy one here. We've got a local over there. I mean, would a herd be a good cover?
It's actually, and just to give you an idea, it's like sort of after midnight, so it's a bit weird that someone's
What's the
out.
cows doing out at midnight?
Don't know.
Cows don't come out at midnight. What's he doing?
My guess is whatever these. Again, Wesley won't specify who they are yet, because while he knows who these special German forces are, the others are not yet in a position where it's need to be informed of it. He's just might have some kind of. They might be being herded deliberately at the behest of the German overlords here for some purpose. Again, likely something to do with the chateau.
think at the very least we could use them as a distraction, you know. Maybe cover, like the professor said.
Could I roll another tactics thing to see if there's any merit to what I'm being told regarding using the cows as a distraction or a means of getting further into town?
It's a proven strategy. Where I'm from, Canberra.
Certainly, you can make a roll.
Okay. What's the difficulty on this one?
I'm just going to say it's a difficulty 1 to see whether you think it's an acceptable idea or not.
Yeah, hold on. You know what? We've got some of that momentum, so I'm gonna take 1 momentum and put that in there.
Yeah, good idea, man.
See if I can actually. Fingers crossed, I might actually make this one.
My confidence
do.
is high. Look at
I
that.
do. So we get that one back, and then
Nice one, Lieutenant.
Well, I will remind you then, with that success, of your mission brief.
okay.
And your mission brief is to find Aramis and meet with him first. So that is your primary goal.
Yes, and using the cows will not, in fact, get us any closer to the meeting point.
Well, how do you know that Aramis isn't over there herding those cows? Do you know what he looks like?
Yeah, maybe the shepherd there knows where Aramis might be.
The intel.
For one thing, Agent Aramis is a covert agent who likely would not want to be known by every single individual in Saint Sulac. And secondly, I don't think that he would be moonlighting as a cowherd when the agreement was to meet him at the specified meeting point.
Oh, well, perhaps if we were privy to all these arrangements, we wouldn't make all these dumb suggestions.
And that, Professor, is why I am the lieutenant and you are not. Now,
It's got
just to remind you, the mission brief is Aramis is a local resistance. He's the leader of the local resistance. He was sending a message through which was cut off. Your mission is to try and find him and get whatever information that he had, and then investigate activity in the area and eliminate any immediate threats.
Okay. In that case, I would amend what was.
It's not like he's expecting you, but you are looking for him. If that makes sense.
All right. I'll put it this way then. Let's say that what Dickie said wasn't quite that. Is that it wasn't an agreed upon meeting point, but that was That was the last known location, or the location of the local resistance hideout was where we're trying to get to start locating Aramis. And we are technically investigating activity in the area, and we now have at least confirmation of something going down. We have identified several threats, but they're not. I wouldn't consider them immediate threats because they've yet to identify us. They haven't spotted us yet. To answer that question, I think someone in the group speaks French.
Well, I know.
I can't.
I have a passable GCE German.
Was it Reese that could speak French?
Yes. Oui.
There we go.
French.
There we go. That's. Oh yes, I think yes. No. Yeah. Excellent. Yes, so that will be. So yeah, no one else but Reese speaks any French by the sound of it. So we'll be relying on him for communication, assuming that they don't speak English or German, which would also be if possible. Could be useful. So basically, Wesley will refocus us on the plan to get to the resistance hideout, which will mean going again around the town. And we can deal with the situation with the chateau and the cows and the rounded up townspeople once we've sorted that out.
You still don't think, Lieutenant, putting myself out on a limb here, that maybe making contact with a local who seems to be herding cows at bloody midnight, a bit strange, might be a possibility? I don't want to rain on your parade. I know you're in charge and everything.
Yes. Any potential information and goodwill we might gain is also increases the risk exponentially of our being discovered by the enemy. And who's to say that the cowherd in this situation is being forced? Maybe he's collaborating with the Germans.
Well, take it under advisement, of course.
I am considering your point of view very carefully, don't you worry, and there is merit to what you're saying. For now, I think our best course of action is to stick to the established plan until that becomes impossible. Or undesirable, I suppose. Right, we all
Alright, sir, so what's next then?
Right, move out. Head out to the
Are you
northeast.
waiting because
Are we most still waiting to not be spotted by? Is it safe for us to move?
not yet.
Not yet. Okay, what is it that's keeping us pinned? What is it? The officer on the balcony? Is it the sniper teams?
It's more the guy sort of still trying to herd cows past where you're positioned.
Okay.
How far away is he from us? Be like, 10 yards, like, half a mile.
No, he's relatively close. He's at probably
Okay.
not more than about sort of 20 feet away.
Oh, well, in that case.
Okay.
Oh, well,
So
in that
And so it's
case,
like
within
basically you've
earshot.
come over you're kind of you've come over the brow of the hill, obviously down the slope, so that you're not silhouetted against the background with the village and the dip below. And
Yeah.
the cows have been driven over the brow of the hill, sort of more or less behind you, but to one side. And he's
Okay.
kind of seems to be driving them down towards. Well, you can see there's farms quite a few farms that surround the village anyway. So you're presuming he's maybe from one of those.
Right. Okay. But they are still moving. They're not. It hasn't stopped.
Yeah, I mean, as much as it's like, I mean, they're cows, and there's just him, and he's just sort of, like I say, cursing away to himself, talking to himself in French, trying to sort of round them
I'll
up. It's
translate
a storm that's
to everyone.
sweeping them, it's-
What he's saying.
All right, I can work with that.
Yeah, I'll translate as he's talking, but I'll be whispering. He says,
Oh.
"Stupid bloody cows."
We've established that you're all hiding behind bushes, rocks, or Tommy, apparently.
Yeah.
And as you're sort of watching, you're watching this farmer round up his cows and sort of starts to make his way down the hill, and you're just ready, I suppose. I mean, how long are you giving him? How long do you want to wait? How far do you want him to get away before you start moving?
You're passing us. Or is he going away from us?
Yeah, you're sort of, let's say you're sort of around here on the hill. He's sort of about, say, 20 feet across from you. That he's past you there, and he's sort of now probably about halfway down the hill now.
Did you say that he looks like? Is he stressed? Like he's moving these cows in the middle of the night, which is a bit weird. Does he look like he's in a panic doing it? Or is he just like...
Well, I mean, he's not happy about it. It's shifting
Just a
cows
farmer in the middle of the
after midnight in German in a German occupied thing in the middle of a storm. So he's not happy. Yeah.
Well, Captain's orders said don't talk to him, so let's wait till he goes away.
There's our opportunity. Mustn't grumble though. That's what I heard you all say.
When he's near, I'll just cough and see if I accidentally get his attention.
Did you just deliberately cough there? Was that an in-play?
A little bit.
See if you can pick out the sound of your coughing against.
I did a French
storm.
cough. Look off.
Oh God.
I mean,
In his mind, Wesley's probably just thinking, bloody Aussies.
Hey, he's a Kiwi. Don't tar your brush.
Rude.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Bloody Anzacs.
It's bitter.
Alright. It's an inclusive slur.
Did you get that message, Sherpa? Sorry, I just wanted to check. Okay. Yeah, you watch for. He sort of turns for a second, sort of looks around, sort of. There's a cow near him, which he seems to whisper in it, as if some kind of weird cow whispery kind of thing, and then sort of shakes his head and moves on, bustling them off, and heads back towards one of the nearby, well, in the direction of one of the farm buildings you can see.
Mm-hmm. The nasty cough you had there for a second.
I'm bitter now.
I hope so.
It's rain. It's a storm.
Well, better be going to move on and get out of it then. Continue with the mission.
Will that work for you, Paul?
Everything alright?
I've got a message or part of a message. You are yes is the answer to that. So
Okay. Yeah. So I guess in the dark, you see another silhouette, I guess, stepping out from behind a tree, in a very American voice, saying, "So wonder the whole German party doesn't know you're here."
Raise
I
the
think-
gun.
I'm about to say, suddenly there's I don't know, a rifle and a couple of submachine guns
Yeah,
pointed
I
at
pull my
us.
penknife.
Mhm.
I look for the blade on the penknife. Hang on. This screwdriver away. Hang on. 1 second.
Unless you identify yourself right quick, sir, the entire German army will know that something's going down with the gunshots.
I think this is probably a good
that would-
opportunity. We haven't done it this session for everyone to describe who they are and what they look, how they are dressed, and so we'll start with the man of the moment, the mystery man who's stepped out of the shadows.
And
Yeah.
stepping out of the shadows. I've shown his picture before. It's not appearing on the personnel, but he's sort of dirty-faced, greasy, sort of stains on his uniform, kind of a little ratty. But his uniform is not American. It's the French Foreign Legion. It's a Legionnaire's uniform. He has a tan beret, khaki beret, sorry, those playing along at home, and for all the historical accuracy. And he says, "Oh, you don't have to call me sir. I work for a living, just private." And he kind of looks down and is, and he's got both his hands up like, "Hey, shooting me is just going to ruin everybody's day, including yours."
Identify yourself, private.
Now we're talking. So he says, "Jack Renard, nice to meet your acquaintance." I'm guessing from the uniforms you're all Brits, eh?
Struth, no.
What's he-
I'm Professor Hogan. I'm a specialist in cryptography. Fuck knows why I'm here, but nevertheless I am.
Dickie's rolling his eyes at, the supposedly very intelligent professor just potentially giving away important personal information about who he is to someone we don't know is an enemy or not.
Yeah. And
Yes.
as Jack will approach them, like sort of hands up, he's maybe 5'9", 5'10", not an overly large dude. He just
Yeah.
keeps looking up at Tommy like, "Oh, that growing big. Where you coming from, huh?"
Mm-hmm. What's a Yank doing in a French Legionnaire's uniform in the middle of occupied Saint Sulac?
Well, I could say the same thing about what a Brit doing sneaking up on a Germans in Saint Sulac.
Yes,
Sounds
we're,
like we're
we're
on
the,
the same side, though.
perhaps, but since we're the ones pointing the guns at you, perhaps you'd do us the courtesy of answering our question first.
It'd be a lot easier if you did. He's a bit testy.
Stow it,
Goes on.
Professor.
And Jack will explain that he's here to liaise with a British commando force that was supposed to be meeting up with an Aramis. He's also on a similar mission to. He was on a mission to protect Aramis, but he never met up with him. He wasn't at the drop, so he wasn't where he was supposed to be.
Okay, fair enough. I think that will lead to Dickie somewhat slowly, but definitely taking his gun away and just saying, "Alright, weapons down, lads. We've got common purpose, so it seems. I reckon we can work together for now." Of course, if it turns out you're double... Of course, if it turns out you're double
Tommy leans in.
agent,
You sure you don't maybe break his neck? Just be sure, you know. I could break it for some,
Tommy,
you know.
it's on our side.
no need for that, Tommy. We double
Why does
cross
he talk so funny then?
because he's American, Tommy. Don't know why I went and caught myself there. He's American, Tommy.
It's infectious.
It is. I can't help it. It's like, I mean, point is, if he does double cross us, then we will probably just kill him. But hopefully, it won't come to that. You have an aid? All right. You know a safe way to get to the local safe house?
Well, sure. So, I heard the sounds of gunfight earlier in the evening come from the Francois farm, south of the village. There was these Nazis with strange uniforms set the farm on fire. They've been doing this everywhere, they suspect. So I'm kind of lore dumping here. I've got a bunch of stuff I didn't realize was there, so I'm going to try to...
That's fine.
They've been lighting up fires everywhere they suspect resistance members might, gather. But the Jean Paul's farm is near Francois, and I don't know who Jean Paul is, but I am assuming that's who.
Jean Paul is the farmer who was herding the cattle. That
We didn't get his name. Great.
didn't get his name because
Jean Paul there's farm is right that we didn't meet is near Francois, and the commotion spooked the cattle. I was in the process of helping him round them up and return them home, and then we had this fortuitous gathering.
So you're with the fellow that we've just gone past, then?
Well, I was helping him out. I don't say I was with him.
All right.
Yeah, just to sort of help you out a bit. Sorry, because I hadn't realised you hadn't caught up with the backstory thing that I put on for you. Essentially, you've been making your way through occupied France, being passed from resistance group to resistance group. So you were actually being hid by this local resistance group and staying with Jean Paul. And then the events of today have kind of gone on. That's kind of what you're relating to them here in where you come across. Very, very quick, Chris.
So absolutely. And there was a big convoy that arrived in the village this afternoon, carrying a lot of heavy gear. Each truck carried dozens of soldiers. They unloaded everything into the chateau, and then these new Germans with the strange uniforms and the gas masks took over and been fortifying the chateau with snipers' nests and that M4, that machine gun nest up there.
Yeah,
the original garrison cleared out of here. Yeah.
Does sound very serious. So this Jean Paul, this farmer you've been helping out, he's resistance friendly, is he?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Well, it's good that we have confirmation of that now.
Well, sometimes you have to ask, officer. That's in your advanced training, I imagine.
You trying to upset me, Professor? I thought we had a better relationship than that.
I think you're doing that yourself, but never mind. What's your orders?
Can Jean-Paul handle moving the cattle along without your help from here on? So I've not got a. What was the?
He's got him from here.
Okay. Sorry. What was your character's name again? Sorry. Not a character. I'm saying asking.
You call
what
me
the character
Jack.
name. Jack. Okay. So is that Jack or Jacques?
Yeah, sure. Answer either. Don't call me late for dinner.
Fair enough. Could I ask the GM to also make Jack's character visible to other players so I can at least see it?
Oh, yes, sorry.
That's all right. That's fine. You know, just one of those things. It'll help me remember who's who that way. Well, let's work together, see if we can't find Aramis. Failing that, we can then start investigating and dealing with whatever these Nazi bastards have got concocted at the chateau.
Yeah, it sounds ferocious, doesn't it, Skipper? Don't like the sound that they're tearing around through all these various French farms, digging out the resistance. I guess
All the more reason.
Aramis
reason
has
to find
moved
out.
on.
Well,
Yeah,
we
can't
won't-
figure out what they've been looking for. They've been burning down all these farms, but I don't know what they're doing here.
They're after our man.
It's not like this place holds any. Yeah,
I
but
would
why
say.
fortify? Is what I'm saying. This doesn't like have any strategic value. This location. I mean,
Well, they got-
why dig in? Let's just be in here.
whatever,
Move on, right?
whatever they've got planned, I reckon Aramis will have more answers if we can find them, when we can find them. So the sooner we do that, the better. Right, if you know a quick and quiet way to get up to the safe house, Jack, please lead the way. The rest of you, follow on.
And I will look to our erstwhile GM for that.
Yeah. So you
surreptitiously, yeah.
yeah. So you know or that you saw Aramis. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, you saw that he took a bullet early in some action earlier in the day. But
Wait,
you know that if he
so
did survive,
Oh,
Um,
okay.
he would have holed up in one of 3 cottages to the northeast of the village, as they have cellars
Okay.
that would be obscured from the lights that the Nazis have set up around the village.
Gotcha.
It's kind of obvious, but you're going to have to sneak around in order to get to them and enter them unobserved. Okay. And as you do this, a cold wave passes through your skin again. Those of you who remember that from last session.
I do.
The
Yeah.
storm is getting worse, and just as you kind of as you're watching, sort of, Jean Paul and his cows are sort of just almost away from view. You kind of almost see them all shudder as one as this wave sort of seems to emanate from the village, and one of the cows falls over. It lows piteously for a second.
Finally, we found the answer to cow tipping. Now, do you think I might prey upon you, GM, to use my occultism and see if I can glean more about this strange occurrence?
You certainly can, and there is momentum in the pot as well. Remember?
Oh yes,
So-
yes.
Alright.
Help yourself.
See if we can get to the bottom of what this weirdness is. So would this be me using my insight?
It will be insight plus academia
Yep.
with a difficulty of 2. Obviously, if you've got
2.
focus in occultism, that means then that any rules under your skill level in academia will count as double.
Nice, I do. So I will take. I'd like to take 1 for an extra dice, and then because I really want to find out what's going on here, I'll take another 2 for a second, if that's okay.
It's all right with me.
Alright.
Do your crazy thing.
There we go. Insight. 4. Academia. All these years of study. Difficulty 2, you say? Right. There we go. Bonza.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wow.
my.
Hell yeah.
And so you immediately get those 3 that you spent straight back.
That's
So
very.
that's what we'll bring the professor for.
Yes.
All right, great. Nice
Yes.
one.
Nice.
Okay,
Yes,
yes, Professor.
He's there to be smart and know
Um,
things. He's not just there to piss off the lieutenant.
Oh, well, you know,
It's just a
added
bonus,
value.
really, you know.
Added value, they say.
Oh, incorrigible. That's what you are.
Oh, yes. You know, I think I might have helped out on a research project related to this.
Really?
Hmm.
Oh, well. Anything you can tell us to help clarify the situation will be most welcome.
As soon as it forms in my brain, I'll let you know.
Yes, as soon as the GM's finished telling you what you need to know, you'll tell us.
It's coming.
Yes.
Feel it.
Get those brain juices
It's
flowing.
in there somewhere.
Yes.
It was a very obscure book that we
Nah.
read this in.
I don't want
Yes.
to unsettle you, but the indicators are all there that this wave, remember this palpable wave, this is at least the second time I felt it, it's emanating from that castle. And it kind of explains why why all the Germans are so interested in it, or maybe they're behind it. That's something for us to tease out, I guess. I think there's a rather unpleasant ritual taking place. I've read about these things.
All right.
And that might sound like some hokum, but I guarantee you, whatever's going on in that shadow, it's not going to be a bunch of roses.
I think, considering that the professor has started to hit the nail on the head in terms of what might be going on here, I think it's fair.
Sorry, just before you go on as well, I do apologise. Can you all take 2 stress from the wave?
Ugh.
Mental stress, as you've sort of
Feel it in your body, can't you?
Has settled you somewhat.
Yep. I think basically the point I'm making is that Dickie will probably realise the professor's working it out. He might as well at this point what he knows about the situation he might as well share with his soldiers. And so he says to the others, "All right, you're not wrong, Professor. And I think it's fair I tell you now a little more of what I know about the situation, so that you're all aware of what we're getting into. What I can tell, there is a ritual going on there. I don't know the specifics, but I do know the ones who. I do know the organisation within the Nazis that are doing this. I recognise those uniforms. They're part of a subdivision of the Nazi regime called the Black Sun, dedicated to researching and experimenting on the occult in the name of the German war machine."
Well, that sounds about right. I'm given to believe Adolf loves these kinds of things.
So it would seem. Yes. That's the activity that we need to investigate in terms of what they're doing. We're aware that they're doing something involving a ritual in the chateau, involving lots of people and lots of herd animals being taken there. It might be fair to assume some kind of large amount of living sacrifices. So, with that in mind...
Sorry, did you just say sacrifices? What the hell kind of Nazis are these?
Weirdos, mate. Weirdos.
The kind that are prepared to do all kinds of terrible black things in order to gain the power of creatures that man was not meant to know of, let alone interact with. At least that's what they believe. That's what we're here to try and stop them in doing. But to do that, we need to make sure we have all the information available from Aramis, assuming that he's still alive.
Did I hear you right, Paul? You were saying that Aramis took a bullet earlier and he's recovering?
Yeah. I mean, I can relate. I'll relate what you saw.
I'm sorry, I just want to make sure if I know that, I want to disclose that to the group as well. I want to make sure that everybody is informed.
It's part of his
Sorry,
story.
no, I'm playing a lot of lore
Because
catch up.
it's because we
That's
put
fine.
you into the story. Sort of, there's a
That's
few
fine.
bits that kind of crossed over.
All we know, outside of what Jacques knows, is that we need to find which of the safe houses in the northeast he is located in, and when we do get there, he will use an English code phrase to identify himself, and then we respond a specific way, which will establish contact.
I've got me lucky strikes.
Yeah, so he'll ask for a cigarette, and we say, "I only have lucky strikes." So that'll be the phrase and the counter phrase to establish being able to communicate with each other.
Jack will sort of like point out. It's more likely in one of those three. Like he'll kind of point out. It's like in one of those three.
So you're like kind of on the sort of southwest side, I suppose. Southeast corner of the village, more or less. Whereas the cottages are more on the north, pretty much the north. This kind of, I don't know. Can you see the ping there when I do that?
Yeah.
That ping.
Yeah. So that's where that's the
go.
cottages around there. That kind of area over that side, and you're probably more. Sorry, it's not letting because of these stupid avatars in the way.
It's okay. So we're gonna have to go up the sort of north up through that forested area now into those.
Yeah, can we
It's
maybe
good cover actually. I don't know.
skirt
time of day,
round?
That's not bad. Yeah.
skirt round and use the foliage to obscure us?
Love that. Yeah. Although, if I was the Germans, I'd definitely put a patrol in there. I would not assume that's unguarded.
Yeah,
Well,
it's cat and mouse.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
So what we'll say with Jacques is that you were recently, like I say, you've been making your way, trying to get to somewhere where you can sort of escape occupied France, so you can rejoin the war. You'd met up with Jean-Paul, the farmer with the cows earlier, and earlier in the day he was bringing you or taking you to Aramis. But on the way there, before you could actually formally meet, something kicked off in the village. There was a gunfight involved. You saw Aramis take the bull. You didn't see what instigated how it kicked off. And Jack sort of got you or pulled you away to safety, so you weren't embroiled in it, as it were. But you did see Aramis take the bullet. And in talking with Jean-Paul, that's where why you know about the location to the north. Make sense? Are we happy?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll let them know too that Aramis was injured in the kerfuffle earlier today, and he's probably hiding out in one of those three. So we get around move north through that forest to get at them is our best bet.
So again, as you said, you've picked out a decent route, skirting the village.
yes.
As you can. So really, yes, that there is the possibility of patrols and, occasionally the odd searchlight sweeps across the countryside in a kind of random fashion. So it's essentially agility plus stealth tests with the difficulty of
one. Love it.
Okay, let's see how we do. Agility stealth. Okay, my focus probably won't be of any use here, but that's fine. We'll manage.
Well, we do have some
These are all my
stuff in the
first
pool.
rolls for the game. So let's see, we got agility plus stealth. Did I hear that right? Agility plus stealth? Is that what I'm?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
let's see
difficult
if
is
I
it?
can Figure out how to.
Fun.
Difficulty 1.
the one.
Alright.
It's a lousy night. It's the storm. There's plenty of free cover. So you'd have to be pretty unlucky to.
Don't say that!
Not that I want to jinx it.
Famous last words, isn't it? Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'm going to take.
Most of it's countryside. Obviously, by the time you get to the cottages, there's a little bit where you've got to kind of come into the outskirts of the villages, which is obviously a bit more risky in and of itself. So if anything's going to happen, it's probably be around there. But
I'm going to take a momentum because I don't like luck.
Yeah.
Because you might have guessed, stealth is not the professor's forte. Oh, thank God I did.
And yet, he
Oh, hell
manages.
yeah. Well done. Okay. Now, can we
Oh,
use a focus in
yeah.
something other than stealth focus if it's relevant, like
Such as?
instincts, or like instincts in the woods to keep an eye out, or
No,
sight to
because
keep a lookout?
the focus. The focuses are aligned with this particular skills.
Right. Okay.
So it's like basically the relevant focus is one of the is a focus in say if it's cryptography that you've got a focus of, that comes under academia. So it basically means that
You can only use them for
if your
the
skill
yeah.
rank, you
I'm
roll
also
under your
gonna
skill
take
rank,
it.
then you get the double.
Gotcha.
Points.
Yeah. I get what it means. I just
You
think
can't
sometimes
move. You
they
can't
could
have
cross over.
different focuses for different for ones outside their lane, as it were.
I've spent momentum as well. One extra
I
nice.
think Tommy's gonna need to spend a point of momentum as well. It's not exactly stealth,
Yeah, you're like a brick outhouse there.
suited. Indeed. Do we have any momentum left? Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
we
Yeah,
should have,
there's
it's
four.
four up there,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Great. I will take one. If someone can help me spend that, let's see if I can do my first
I got
roll
it.
for the game. I'm so excited. All right, so 3 there, and we'll do athletics or agility plus stealth. No focus applies, and difficulty 1. Yes.
Nice.
Hey,
Excellent.
got 2 with a point of momentum for Tommy.
Momentum goes back in. There we go.
Yep.
Great, and then that will allow
Means
Jack to.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it means that Tommy can buy 2 additional dice with the amount of momentum we've got if he wants to. So,
Oh no, that was a pass for Tommy. Now Jack's gonna make his roll.
Oh,
one
my apologies. Yes.
as well.
Sorry. Other way around.
No problem. Okay, so we're gonna do 3 dice for old Jack, and he does not have a stealth focus
just
either.
awesome.
So we're just rolling straight. Let's see what happens. No focuses. Come on, Jack.
Boy.
Hey, there we go. 3 successes.
So
2 more
that's
bonus
two-
momentum.
two bonus. So
Of that.
There you go. Five lovely momentum points in the name. So yeah, you managed
Jack's
to.
just hiding behind Tommy. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sort of you sort of sneak in, like, you're cautiously planning it around the patrols that you do see on the outskirts of the village, sort of up one of the back lanes, until eventually you kind of make your way to where the cottages are. Now it's kind of like one of those rows of terraces where there's a back lane and there's kind of like a sort of a 6-foot wall around the yards at the back, so you will have to scale the wall in order to get into the yards.
I mean,
them.
Oh, Tommy
Just-
can lift
I
us.
was going to say, Tommy can literally just pick us up and throw us over the wall.
Yeah, give us a.
Well, that would certainly class as an assist to your rolls. So he
I
could
would
use
like to,
his
yes.
roll
I
and
would like to
athletics
assist everyone. Yeah.
to assist. But essentially, you have to make whoever's going first has to make their agility. It's an agility plus athletics to climb over the wall. The difficulty is 0, so that's
Good.
if you want to do that. I don't know who wants
Can I
to go
use my
first.
brawn, or is this agility to help?
No. Well, when so the way assisting works is the person trying the roll has to succeed first.
Mhm.
So, and then if they succeed,
Makes
roll
sense.
ends, and then whoever assists can make a roll to see if they can increase
Gotcha.
the momentum on that roll. Or they have
That's
to.
still some
Sorry,
great
they have to just
effort.
get one success. Even if it was, say, you needed 3 successes to complete, as long as you got 1 success, then the assister can help you to get towards that 3. But as it
Makes
is, this is
sense.
just a 0 difficulty. So basically, you're just kind of rolling for momentum and hoping not to get any complications. But
Just
you
look
still need to
between-
make the rolls in order to get over the wall.
Just look.
So it's who's going first?
Just look over at Reese, and then look at Tommy and Jacques, and then look over at.
We do rock, paper, scissors.
I don't mind
See who
going.
goes first.
Maybe Tommy should go first, and then he can help everyone else over.
Well, that would be tricky because it's like a 6-foot wall, so he'd be on the other side.
Yeah, I
He
think
wouldn't
I
have
need to help this side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go
fair,
back to the
fair.
wall and stick your arms out. That's it. Get the position. Right. Yep. Nice one. Go on then, Reese.
Ah,
Show him how it's done.
All right then. What is it? Agility and athletics.
It is, yeah.
Athletics.
Let me hold that for you.
Thank you. 0. Hell yeah!
Yay.
2 successes
Good
and
momentum.
an assist. We can get an
You
extra.
don't even need the assist if you. Well, you can try the assist. Are you wanting to assist Tommy? Well, I suppose we are, aren't we?
Yeah, more momentum, the
Yeah,
better.
assist it, everyone. 'Cause,
Sure, but if I got a complication, then everybody, you both share the complication. We could be loud.
That's the risk we take.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. Save it then, because we
Oh,
can't
so
bank it. We've already got
I'll
the
save
save.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so you drop down onto the
Yep.
other side.
Like a ninja.
Await whoever's coming next.
I'll just
What's
keep
a
a
ninja?
lookout. Sorry, I can't hear you from this side of the wall.
Just glance at the at the second lieutenant. Me next? Shall I?
Go ahead.
Right you are.
Go ahead, Professor. Go, Professor.
Brains before brawn.
Oi.
Mm-hmm. Just
Shit.
Wesley just muttering in wet.
No, I mean
Nice
you
one.
basically
It's alright,
you,
it's a D0. This looks
you
really
kind of
ugly.
somehow scrambled. I think you probably put your
It's a bit inelegant.
boot on the top of Tommy's head and
Sorry.
sort of. It's wet. It's slippery. You've basically like tumbled over the other side and landed in a heap on the other side. But you are over, and you haven't done yourself any injuries. Unless it's to your
Yeah.
pride and dignity and all that. Sort
I
of
don't have any
And-
pride.
and to be
dignity.
fair,
I was about,
You couldn't
I was
really
about
get
to
any
say he's Australian. Yeah,
We
he
don't have
surely doesn't
pride.
it.
So I picked myself up a bit like a sack of potatoes, and
I help you up as well.
It's
Dust
true.
you up. Come on, Professor. Careful.
not really. I really hate the basic training, I have to say.
Yes, me too. I'm a journalist, you know.
Uh,
Not my bag, this.
So we still have Jacques, Tommy, and
Jack
the lieutenant.
To go? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lieutenant? What do you order, sir?
After you, and then I'll go next, and then Tommy can wake himself over, I'm sure.
Roger, Dodger. Okay. I reloaded, so my image is now showing Jack on the Roll20, so you guys can see his icon. If it's not showing for me on the everyone pictures. So I will bring up characters. Great. Okay, Jack. Let's see what you got. And you said it was athletics.
Agility plus athletics.
Agility plus athletics. Great. No focuses that will help here, but how about we got an extra point of momentum you can use?
There's momentum in the pot, so if you want to take a one for an extra dice.
I'll take one for 1 dice. And I just don't want to spend it all.
I'll turn it off for you.
No focus applies. Let's see what we got. And it's difficulty 0 is what
0.
you said.
Yeah.
Do I have that right? Perfect. Okay, just making sure. Hey, look at that. 2 successes.
Nice.
Excellent. So,
Extra momentum there. Zip right over. Yeah, we learned all about this in training in the Legion. 6-foot walls, no new obstacle for me.
So if you've got extra momentum but you can't bank it, can you just spend it to...
yeah,
Like
we'll
instantly to get
still
something
this round.
else.
It'll be the end. We'll lose it at the end of the round, I think.
Okay.
And need to check that, but I'm going to be generous and say it's
And then-
still there at the end of this round.
Tommy, it's just Tommy and the Lieutenant. Tommy's like,
Yeah.
You want hand over there, Lieutenant?
I certainly do, Tommy. All right,
Oh, yeah.
3, 2, 1, heave.
Up you go.
Duck.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll take a momentum. Why not? Extra dice onto the thing. Agility, athletics. Do I have any focuses? I do not. Target difficulty is 0. So we get the momentum back.
Nice.
Yes, Wesley's able to, with a bit, he gets over and is able to drop and roll relatively smoothly, because he did go through the basic training and he didn't grab. Well, he probably groused about it at the time. He doesn't grouse about it now because it done him a world of good. Yes, and then now just wait for Tommy to, I don't know, perform like a Hulk jump over the wall or something.
And we
Tommy
move
just
way back
takes
out
one
the
big
way.
step over and
Yeah.
just keeps walking.
Leave a massive gap for Tom.
You
Or
got
just,
it,
or,
so-
or just walks through the wall. Why not?
And just
This will be
like-
the point where
It
he
might be a little
discovers
loud, you know?
there's a little gate and he just walks
There's a
straight
door.
through.
Opens it, yeah.
Oh no!
There you go.
Huh,
He just sort of
Right.
He's good.
clambers straight over.
nice.
Nice.
Okay, now you're all here. Would you like to make observation checks?
Mm,
I would, but what I'd like to do is with that extra success that Tommy got, so now we've got 2 spare, that really we've got to get rid of. I'm going to spend that 2 momentum to use this super magic power while we've been standing here looking around. I'd like to use that. I'll let you tell us what we can see first, so we have a clue what we can ask.
Nice.
Well, I'm going
What
to
do
say
we
because
see?
you were first over,
Yeah.
and have had a chance to get a good look at the area while you've been waiting. I'm going to say, rather than ask questions, I'm going to give you something, basically the information that you would have had to spend a skill test
Yeah.
to see. In that, you can see obviously the backs of the cottage, the back side of the cottage with that kind of door into the yard, etc. But you can also see those kind of those doors down to the actual cellar, that kind of slightly at an angle raised wooden doors that
Yeah,
dig
there's-
down, lead into the cellar areas. And between the sort of, with the occasional flash of lightning, you have seen what you're pretty sure is what a bloody handprint on one of the doors, and maybe even a few blood spots. It's hard to tell because with the rain and it has been raining pretty heavily, but you think that what could have been probably a few blood spots leading up to the cellar door.
Yeah, I will have. While the professor's been here with me, I will have pointed that out. I'm quite paranoid. If I think it's blood, it's definitely blood. Look at that.
well,
definitely blood.
that would be consistent with someone who'd taken a bullet.
True that. Okay.
Could be this could be our man.
Could be. So what else can we all see from where we are? Apart from the back
I mean,
of this one
it's just sort
cottage?
of a very sort of, if you think of that kind of almost very traditional kind of row of houses with like a walled, almost like concrete yard, but with a doors to the cellar, maybe a couple of sort of those old metal like rubbish bins, like trash cans, whatever. There's maybe like a chicken coop in the corner, scratches around. It's that. It's not massive, but the lights are all in darkness. There's no chickens in the coop or anything. The houses don't look used at the minute. But as I said, you're convinced you can see a hand. And it's kind of like once you've seen it and you're pointing it out to people, the more it does definitely look like a handprint on the door to the cellar.
Yeah. All right. All right. So by the time
a bit of a Barney here.
Yeah, look at that. Bloody handprint.
It's a good spot. All right.
Oh, let's go.
Actually,
Come on.
As
Oh,
you're
we
waiting-
didn't do observation. Do we need? Yeah, go on.
As you're waiting, you think you might have heard just what could have been it's hard to tell with the wind and the rain again, but was that perhaps a sort of muffled cough from behind the doors?
Let's do that. Should we do our observation then?
Yeah, do we still need an observation test, or is it not going to get us?
I don't think you need to make it. You've kind of seen what you've seen, and you've kind of heard. You're convinced, and like if you wait about again, like waiting.
Yeah.
I think
you hear it a few times, and it's like kind of, did I hear that? And then as you pause, it's like, oh yeah, I think I did.
Okay, I think what we'll do is that quietly, Dickie will order Tommy Reese and Professor Hogan to basically have their shotgun and submachine guns pointed at the doors, and then he'll indicate to Jacques to take one side of the doors, and he'll take the other, and then on 3, 2, 1, they'll have the doors open, and if it's Nazis, we'll be ready to rain hellfire down on them.
Okay. So, I'm presuming you're not counting out loud. Are you sort of?
No, he indicates with his fingers.
Yes.
And then I can't do it with the camera because I've not got a camera. But,
No, that's fair enough. But yeah. So on one, Jacques and the lieutenant pull the cellar door open.
Is it one? We go on one, or is it like 1, 2, 3, then go? Is it
Like that shit. Come on.
3, 2, 1, go in that order.
On go. Right.
Good. As you open it, basically a bright light sort of spills out into the yard, into the faces of the three guys with the guns, and a voice in French.
Mind.
A voice in French. So if you said anything after that?
No, not yet.
Okay, so if it's in French, then it's up to Reese to.
It's not on hand.
Here we go. Hang on. So I hear a French. Well, I can't just say that to you. It says, "Who are we?" Aramis.
As soon as you speak in English, you hear a voice from below. Do you have a cigarette?
In English.
In English.
Okay.
We only have lucky strikes.
I've got
All
pack
these.
as well.
Yes, we have lucky strikes.
Everyone's got lucky strikes.
Loads of cigs. Hands of cigs going to the...
Quickly, down. The light, quickly.
All right, all of you, get in now. Go.
I pile in. Shut the door behind us. Come on.
Struth,
Yes.
mate, you were bloody
Come on,
lucky
Tommy.
when I heard you speaking in French and nearly shot you. Shit myself.
Great.
Keep that to yourself, Professor.
Well, I'm trying.
You're not succeeding.
Okay. So basically,
allons-y, mes amis. Inside. There we go.
there you are. So you're inside. You've closed the door behind you. So you go down a few steps into a very sort of small, cramped cellar kind of area. Aramis is sort of sat against the wall, sort of propped up, looking quite pasty. He he does clearly have a couple of bullet wounds.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Can maybe help you with that? I've got a first aid kit.
Yes, please.
The healing thing. Is that a thing we can do? Medicine.
Yes. So first aid. It will be there is a medicine skill if you have it. I don't know if anybody has the medicine skill. So it would be your. I believe it's probably going to be reason. I would have guessed. Coordination plus medicine with a difficulty of 1.
That'll do. I'll take some help.
And if
I'll
you've
try
got
to assist,
if you've got
vials of medicine.
a medical kit, first aid kit, you can use the way the kit works is it has essentially 3 points to it, and they represent what you can buy momentum with. So basically, you can spend 1 for 1 momentum point, or spend all 3 for 2 plus 2, or 3 separate occasions you're getting plus 1, as it were.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So, well, that's great. Then I'll take. I'll use 1 of the bonus momentum. And do, what was it? Coordination?
Coordination plus medicine, and your difficulty is 1.
Medicine. Focus in first aid.
Nice. So
That's
any
1.
rolls under your medicine skill will count as double success.
Okay, 1 success. I'll still take assist. If we get more, do we heal him up more? Has he got unit main? How does that work?
We'll have to check. I mean, in your assessment, you've had a look at him. You can tell the wounds aren't fatal. You know, he's been lucky in that regards. But you can certainly, you bandage him up. You can make him more comfortable. He still isn't in any condition to move, let alone join any fight. Though he has lost a fair bit of blood, but it's not going to be fatal to him. You've patched him up now. He will survive.
Good.
Professor, did you say you wanted to help as well?
Oh, well, I'll just hold the tray or something like that.
Shine the light over here. That'd
Jack
be great.
does have, Jack does have training in medicine. He'd like to see. I'd like to see if I can assist as well. And I mean, unless we're, unless we need more successes, I think we're fine.
Yeah, I mean, we don't.
I mean, you're at your maximum momentum, but I mean, we can say narratively, between the two of you, you've kind of helped sit him, get him into a comfortable position. You've one's holding him up while the other one's bandaged and that kind of thing.
1, 2, 3, Mr. Aramis. Here we go. Might be a bit painful. Get him into good position.
And Jack is actually working on comforting him in French. So you realize that Jack speaks French as well and is comforting him and telling him not to worry, that we're going to help him out.
So now me and Jacques and Aramis are all having a little French conversation between us, because this is the first time we've spoke to each other properly and chat away in French.
Yeah.
Struth, what are you on about?
That's the most Australian French I've ever heard.
I can get by in German, but I don't know what they're jabbering about. It's all this qu'est-ce que c'est business.
Bonjour.
Well, all I can tell you is that these Nazis with the Black Sun armband, who I've never seen before today, they arrived in many trucks, lots of equipment. They took it into the chateau. One of my men around here, the Resistance, he overheard the local commander refer to the leader of the Black Sun troops as a Major Stoller. I have no idea what they're up to, but I personally observed them take over the village, and as I say, they unloaded much equipment from the trucks into the chateau, and they seem to be dismissed the regular garrison that was here. And then they began rounding up some villagers. I had the dilemma. Should we stand idly by while friends, family were taken away to whom knows what dark purpose? Unfortunately, the decision was made for me when young Francois, he see his wife and children being dragged away, kicking, screaming from their home. The young man, he could not restrain himself, grabbed his gun and went to save his family. In the gun battle that followed, Francois' farm, it was burned to the ground, and the smoke, the panicked livestock, the Nazis, they just shoot everything. But in the confusion, it meant that myself and hopefully more members of the resistance were able to slip away. I obviously tried to signal what I knew, but unfortunately, I was too weak to carry on. That
Don't worry about it, Aramis. You did good.
Oh,
But these Nazis, these are not regular Nazis. I have not seen the likes.
no.
And every now and again I feel this. I don't know if it's from the bullet wounds, but I just feel bad,
No, this.
nauseous.
We've had that
As if a
too.
wave pushed through my body.
We've had that too once we flew in again not too long ago. It's these Germans are part of an organization called Black Sun. We believe they're conducting some sort of ritual in the chateau. They've been herding the townsfolk as well as large amounts of livestock in that location.
I don't know if you've just sort of grasped the wrong thing. There's no livestock being rounded up into the thing. I don't know where that's come from, Chirp. Sorry,
I'm sorry.
People are certainly.
I don't know why,
yes.
because the cows were being moved. I figured that
Oh,
was.
well, that was just Jean Paul check.
I think they got scattered in the storm and the gunfight.
Okay. In that case, yes. In that case, Wesley doesn't say that, and that's just me having a senior moment.
I can see where you got that, because it's kind of using the term rounded up again, isn't it?
Yes. Either way, yes. But the townsfolk are being rounded up into the chateau. We believe to be part of some ritual.
I have to say, I'm extremely interested in all this equipment I've heard mentioned several times.
Yeah.
The Nazis have been taken up to the shadow that they arrived with. If I could get my eyes on it, clock it, might be able to figure out what they're up to. Maybe find some kind of countermeasure to these bloody unpleasant waves we keep feeling. It's doing us in.
But as I say, I do not know what is going on, but the chateau is the key. That is where they have everything seems to be centered around. These Black Sun, they have the entrances locked down now, and it looks like they expect trouble. We are too weak and scattered to fight them, so you must help us rescue our women and children and put a stop to whatever they are up to.
Wow.
I must say, a direct assault would be suicide. And looking at you all, I don't know how you could bluff your way through the front door. It kind of looks pointedly at Tommy in that kind of regard.
What are you looking at me for?
There is another way.
Any tunnels? You know, these
There
old
are
shadows
tunnels.
often have tunnels.
Yes, you are not wrong, my friend. There are tunnels under the village, cellars and earthworks going back before the time of Rome, which run like a spider's web out from the chateau. Local legend has it that they were once the haunt of creatures of the dark and a foul cult from pagan times. But that was centuries ago, and nothing more than a tale to keep the children away from them, for even an empty cave can be dangerous. Still, The tunnels are the best way to get into the chateau without being seen. Go to my dairy on the other side of the village. In the barn is a milk truck. Beneath there is a trapdoor. He takes a set of keys from out of his shirt pocket and hands them to probably Jacques. You were closest there. It leads to the cellars on the tunnels. There are also lamps in a crate. The Germans who are occupying the village before today seemed unaware of the tunnels, so I doubt these newcomers are either. Those keys will get you into the barn and start the milk truck. God go with you. Vive la France.
Sure, mate. Vive and all that.
Merci, mon ami.
All right.
Reese, you can make it's an insight, and give me 1 second. Insight and observation. Just to look at that.
Observation. Now maybe I can use instincts for this. Can I? Sounds relevant.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. Okay. Difficulty?
Sorry? Just difficulty
rate.
1. Difficulty 1. Yeah.
Right. Oh, hell yeah, okay.
Blimey.
Yeah, that'll do.
That was weird. I can tell you that Reese and Jacques, because you immediately went to the aid of Aramis, you may each have a fortune point.
Oh, okay. Take it. Still don't trust him though.
I mean, I held a tray, but you know.
Yeah, just
I was there.
maybe next time.
Struth.
Yeah.
Tough taskmaster this section M.
So we have reached the end of a scene. So any stress that you have will now be reset.
I was going to say, could I have a little breather? Nice. Reset the stress.
Okay. And following on from what Jacques said to Lieutenant Wesley about the equipment, I assume this is relating to the equipment that the Black Sun had been bringing in. Is that right, or have I missed something there?
Yeah,
no.
Jacques is trying to smooth some feathers that may have been ruffled in the immediate meeting, kind of like deferring to Lieutenant Wesley now. Kind of like, now we're all on the same side. We've hey, we definitely need to do this. What are your orders? Like, how can we find out about this equipment? Maybe Aramis has more information. Was it like, those are the kinds of questions we may want to. Was it like, farming equipment? What kind of, like, were they glass beakers? Did they recognize any kind of equipment it was?
Yeah. Okay.
And let you kind of take the lead on that and like sort of like defer to you.
I mean,
respectfully.
I feel like in that instance, Lieutenant Wesley would absolutely say back, you're the one you and Reese are the ones who speak French. So, he's happy for you to ask questions and translate. Although the point is that Aramis can speak English perfectly well enough, so I suppose that